Emma clutched the 5 crumpled dollars in her small hand, standing on her tiptoes to peer through the glass display case at Miller's Bakery. Her nose pressed against the cool surface as she studied each cake with wide, desperate eyes. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of small moments to change lives, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness True Stories. Also tell us in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? Today was her mother's birthday, and Emma had saved every coin she could find over 3 weeks. Between couch cushions, on sidewalks, even returning a stray shopping cart for the quarter reward. $5 was all she had, and every beautiful cake in that case cost far more than that. The cheapest one read $24.99 on a small white tag, and Emma's heart sank like a stone in still water. She had worn her best dress today, a faded yellow cotton with small white daisies, because she wanted this to feel special. Her mother, Sarah, worked double shifts at the hospital laundry room 6 days a week, coming home with raw hands and tired eyes, always managing a warm smile no matter how exhausted she was. She never complained. She never asked for anything. Emma wanted, just this once, to give her something beautiful. "Can I help you, sweetheart?" the young bakery girl asked from behind the counter, her tone kind but distracted. Emma straightened up and spoke, with a quiet dignity that seemed too large for someone so small. "I have $5. I want to buy a birthday cake for my mom. She never gets anything nice." The bakery girl smiled gently but shook her head. "Honey, I'm sorry. Our smallest cake starts at $22. I wish I could help." Emma nodded slowly, blinking hard to keep the tears from falling. She wouldn't cry here. She would not. She turned around quietly, staring down at the crumpled bills in her palm, willing herself to think of another plan. Maybe she could buy a muffin, put a candle on it, make something work. She didn't notice the tall man in a dark overcoat who had walked in behind her and heard every single word. Daniel Hartwell was the kind of man who had more money than he knew what to do with. He was the CEO of one of the largest logistics companies in the state, and on most days he moved through the world at high speed. Meetings, flights, decisions made in seconds. But lately, something had gone hollow in his chest. His own birthday had passed 2 weeks ago. Nobody remembered. Not a single call. Not one message from the people who surrounded him daily. His late wife, Margaret, used to make him lemon cake every year without fail, singing slightly off-key while frosting it, laughing at herself. She had been gone 4 years now, and with her went the kind of warmth money simply cannot purchase. He stood there watching this little girl in her faded, yellow dress stare down at 5 crumpled dollars, and something cracked open in him that he hadn't expected. "Excuse me," he said quietly, kneeling down to Emma's level so he wasn't towering over her. "I couldn't help but overhear. Would you allow me to help you buy your mother a proper birthday cake?" Emma looked at him carefully, the way children do, searching his face for honesty. "Why would you do that?" "You don't even know us," she said simply. Daniel was quiet for a moment. "Because someone used to do kind things for me, and she's not here anymore. Doing this would make me feel like she still is. Just a little." Emma considered this seriously. Then she nodded and held out her $5 to him. "I want to pay my part," she said firmly. He took the $5 with complete sincerity and handed it to the cashier along with his card. Together they chose a beautiful white vanilla cake with pink roses along the border, and the bakery girl wrote "Happy Birthday, Mama" in soft blue icing. Daniel carried it to Emma's door and met Sarah, who stood in her doorway in her worn hospital uniform, utterly speechless, eyes filling with tears. That evening, Daniel drove home feeling something he hadn't felt in years, not empty, not hollow, but quietly full. Emma had given him 5 crumpled dollars and somehow handed him back a piece of himself. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to Kindness True Stories, where every story is a reminder that small moments hold the greatest power.